Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning with your very own educator, teacher, philosopher, guide, mentor, preacher, guru, one and all. And this is the one-stop destination that is English curriculum where learning happens, wherein we all bloom together, blossom together, and evolve and grow together. All right, so this is the one-stop destination wherein we all grow together. All right. So I'll be taking up CBSE Class 12 English Core. And report writing is what we are going to cover in today's session. It's a long writing skill, right? So we are gonna be talking about report writing. It is divided into two types. So whenever we talk about report writing, it is divided into two types, right? So you have skill magazine and you have report writing for newspaper. You have report writing for skill magazine. We'll be discussing the format as well. We'll be discussing the marking scheme, value points, and specimens too. So at the end, you'll be having a glance at the specimens as well and what all mistakes you need to avoid, right? So the word limit should be around 120 to 150 words. So reports should always be written keeping in mind the word limit, that is 120 to 150 words. It is a 5 mark task. That means it is for 5 marks. So weightage would be for 5. So it would be for 5 marks, right? And through this video, you'll be exam ready and you'll be able to score very high. So that's the advantage that you're gonna get. And now we are gonna see. I'll just remove everything. Just give me a sec. All right, now. So in this video we are gonna have a look at the report writing for annual day, for sports day, for science week, for literary week, for commerce day, for exchange program, and then for we are gonna switch to report writing for uh, the newspaper, which would include road accident, robbery, so on and so forth. So when I'm talking about annual day, that means we're writing a report for the school. When we are talking about sports day, that is also for schools. Science week, you should be able to understand and grasp that when we are talking about these things, literary week, whether it be science week, literary week, commerce day, exchange program, that means we are writing for the school. And when we are talking about road accident, it's that means we are writing for the newspaper because it's a public event, and robbery also, right? This is a macrocosmic event that has happened on a larger scale, right? Clear? I hope I have made sense. And if you have any doubts, you can just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to discuss all your doubts out there. All right, so having said that, we'll just move forward and yeah, let's move forward. So, we this is the roadmap that I have especially created for you guys out there. So you get to see what you will master. So this is a step-by-step system which I have fabricated, which I have designed in order for you guys to understand the score, that how you are supposed to score in a logical manner, in a logical fashion, and how you're supposed to choose the right format, and therefore you'll be able to write with evidence. So first we get to see marking scheme, then report DNA, then two formats, then value points, then specimens, then checklists. So guiding principle would be facts plus flow plus focus. That would be the major focus, right? So marking scheme, 5 marks. Report DNA, what every strong report contains, two formats, school magazine versus newspaper that I have spoken about. So report writing is divided into two parts, right? School magazine and newspaper. Clear? Value points, content bank for common prompts, specimens, 7 skill events have that I have included in the slide, and public or incident models that I've spoken about in this video only, and then checklist, a 30-second pre-submission scan, right? Guiding principle would be facts plus flow plus focus. Clear? All right. Yes. All right. Moving on to the next slide. Moving on to the next slide. Wait a second. Yeah. Herein, we get to see the CBSE scoring. So the format we get to see. So 1 mark is for format. This is for current session 2026 till 2027. So class 12th English course syllabus, right? For format, you have one. And what do you include under format? So you have the headline or the title. So you have the headline or the title, right? Plus you have the plus you have the byline, right? Byline means it is written by whom. For example, it is written by Sukriti Joshi ma'am. So you will write by Sukriti Joshi ma'am. Not ma'am, by Sukriti Joshi, the name, right? And if designation is given, you can write down that too, right? Plus appropriate report presentation has to be there. Or if any other name has been mentioned in the question, you can write that as well, right? In fact, you have to write that. You have to mention that. Don't forget that. Um, all right, then. Yeah. Then we have organization. Then we have organization. Uh, it is for 1 mark, right? Again, content 2 marks, accuracy 1 mark. When I'm talking about organization, I'm talking about logical sequencing. That means it should be having introduction part, then how you are developing an idea, right? And then how it is leading to a proper conclusion. Correct? Then we move on to content. So in content, you have to have complete, relevant, accurate coverage of the cues, right? So it should be complete, it should be whole, it should be relevant, it should have accurate coverage of the cues. Then we have accuracy, right? So you have to have a spelling, grammar, punctuation, and coherent language appropriately used, right? All right. Then report writing up should be approximately 120 to 150 words. It should be, descriptive and analytical. It should be based on verbal inputs, right? I hope I have made myself clear. Then we move on to report DNA. That means the 6 essentials of a high scoring report, right? So think like a reporter. The reader should know what happened. So, when you are writing a report, whether it be for a school or a school magazine, or it be about report writing, or it is about your, um, uh, whether it is about your school, or let's just, for the time being, discuss about the school magazine, right? So, you have to keep in mind six essentials for scoring high. Mm, Now, first and foremost, you have to think like a reporter, right? So you should know, as a reader, you should know what happened. So, as a reader, as a reporter, you have to know what happened. So, first and foremost, what will be your question? Would be starting with what, when, where, why. So, you'll be asking these questions, right? What, when, where, and why. W to the power of 4. That's what we can say, right? That's what how I have uh when I was a kid, then I learned it through this. So when we are talking about what, when, where, and why, that means we are making use of 4 W's. So W raised to the power of 4, like in maths we do. So we'll be talking about this, right? So who is the organizer, or the victims, the witnesses, chief guest. So herein, it's a combination of both, uh the types of newspapers, right, that we deal with. Then we have what? So we have the event, we have the incident, we have the action, whether it is for the newspaper, so report writing for newspaper, or for school, whether it's for newspaper or school magazine. So it is combining both. It is an amalgamation of both. Event, incident, incident for newspaper, event for school, right? Action and outcome. When, date, time, and sequence of events. So when is basically about venue. So date, time, and venue, right? Then where, again, venue, locality, exact place. How, why, so purpose, cause, process of manner. Impact, what impact, so response, result, witness, view, recommendation. So you have 5 W's, right? So what happened, where, when, why, and with what impact. Yeah. So it's 5W. You can even remember it like this: 5 raised to the power, W raised to the power 5, plus 1H, impact, who, what, when, where, why, how, so what, right? So you can remember it like that. Then you have school magazine versus newspaper. So both are factual. This is very important. This you need to remember. This is very, very important. So this is the format. This is the format. This you need to remember. Both are factual reports. The framing changes with the publishing context. So whether it is a school magazine, or it is a report for whether it is a report for school magazine or it is a report for newspaper, right? Both will be factual in nature. Both will be factual in nature. So we have Skill Magazine report in which we have the headline or title. Clear? So some people call it the head, the some people call it the heading, but it's the headline. So keep that in mind, headline. But even heading is right. Headline or title. Then you have byline. So name plus class or designation, right? That I have explained it to you. School specific context has to be mentioned because we are talking about school magazine report over here. So school specific context has to be kept in mind. Tone, what is the tone? Is it it should be informative, right? It should be informative and engaging in nature. Clear? Student, what is the students participating? What is the participant response? What is how are students participating, and what are the events we can say in which they're participating? Cultural programs, whatever it be, right? Then we have positive concluding impact, right? So what is, it should end with a positive note. So it should end with a positive note. So positive concluding impact. Safest exam rule that you need to incorporate is that follow the cues in the question first. So your question is basically uh, would be providing you with cues, would be providing you with certain ideologies that you need to follow. Do not add invented facts. Do not fabricate, do not add invented facts. So you are not supposed to fabricate anything. Do not invent something that looks superficial, something that looks artificial. Otherwise, you definitely have to. Then we have newspaper. Clear? Oh, then you have newspaper. Just a second. Then you have newspaper. So in newspaper, again, you have headline, right? Again, you have headline. So you have news style title. So herein you have news style title. Headline. You have byline, again, byline, reporter slash correspondent. And you have dateline also. Herein, dateline was not there. In school, when we were talking about Skill Magazine, dateline wasn't there. Herein, dateline has to be mentioned. When we are talking about newspaper report, dateline has to be mentioned. Clear? So make sure that you are making use of dateline. Is that clear? That you have to make sure that you're mentioning dateline, uh, that is place plus date when suitable. So, for example, you're writing Delhi plus place. So, this is place plus date. So, you can mention the date. Is that clear? Then you have strong factual lead. So, you have strong factual lead. Clear? Strong factual lead. Witness, official quote or account. So, witness, you have to have witness or official quote or account. Neutral closing. current status. So you have to talk about the current status. What is the current status? Or you can have neutral closing. That means not something, obviously, because we are talking about newspaper report, so you have to have neutral language, right? All right. All right. Then we have, just a second. Let me just erase this. Let me just erase this. That. Yeah. My eraser isn't working. I don't understand why. All right, I'll just restart the meeting. Yes. All right. So now we need to build the report in 4 moves, right? All right. So we have lead, we have develop, we have evidence, we have close. Now, you have to, when we are talking about move one, lead is move one, as the name only suggests, right? So it's a simple paragraph. Architecture keeps the report organized and within the word limit. So a simple paragraph. So consider that this is a page, and in this is a paragraph, right? So a single, a simple, a simple paragraph architecture. So this is a kind of an architecture. It acts as a kind of a binding that keeps the report organized and within the word limit. So keep in mind the word limit as well, right? So name, when we talk about lead, you have to talk about the name of the event or the incident, plus date, plus place, plus purpose or key outcome. So you can consider it as a kind of a maths sum that you're solving. So you have the name of the event. This is the first step, the name of the event or incident. Second, you have date. Third, you have place. Fourth, you have purpose or key outcome. That's all. That's there in lead. Then under develop, that is move two, we'll be having you be adding the most relevant details such as sequence. This is first step. Second one would be participation, right? Second one जो होगा वो participation होगा. So how many students are participating, what is the participation level, and all that stuff. Then you have the highlights. What are the major highlights of the event? So you need to talk about it. Cultural program, dance program, literary program, debate program, all these things. What are the causes? Then fourth point is the causes or actions, right? So sequence is the first one, participation is the second one. So first you sequence, first suppose this is a solid, this is a liquid, and this is the gaseous form, right? So you have studied solid, liquid, and gas. So suppose this is the sequence. This is number one, this is number two, and this is number three. So first you'll be doing the sequencing part, right? Whenever any object is there, if any puzzle is there, you'll be sequencing it like one, two, three. That means putting it into categories. Then you will have participation, right? Solid is liquid or gas, right? Like you can create associations. Then you have highlights and then causes or actions. Clear? All right. Then we have then we have, what do we have? Then we do have evidence. Clear? So talking about evidence, that is move 3, you will have to use a witness, official response, quote, observation or measurable outcome when cues allow. So first, use witness or official response. Second, quote. Third, observation or measurable outcome when cues allow. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. Witness, official response, quote, observation or measurable outcome when cues allow. Cues again is a key term, right? Then you have move 4. You have to state impact. This is the close part. This is the closure. So state impact 1. Second step would be result. Third would be present status. Fourth would be lesson. Fifth would be recommendation or call for action. Call for caution, right? Is that clear? State impact would be there. Result would come. Present status would be seen. Lesson would be derived. Recommendation or call for caution. You can remember it like that. You have to have associations. So intro. So you'll have 1 to 2 body paragraphs. Concise conclusion would follow them. Clear? Then you have language that earns content marks. So the report should be factual, precise, and purposeful. So this is something that is very, very important. Again, I'll put a star in front of important stuff now. So the report should be factual, precise, and purposeful. 3 things. A report should have 3 things. It should be factual, it should be precise, and it should be purposeful. F to the power 2p. Here. So you have lead verbs such as organized, inaugurated. You might have heard in your skill as well that ABC skill has organized, inaugurated, witnessed, reported, posted, again witnessed. This has been repeated, but witnessed. So these are the lead verbs. Then we have event verbs. So you have participation, highlights, ceremony, demonstration, campaign, finale. Then you have impact words. So you have event words, lead verbs, impact verbs, linkers. So under impact words, you would have enthusiasm, awareness, like we say awareness, right? Confidence, corporation, loss, damage, safety, right? Then you have linkers, meanwhile, subsequently, according to, in a statement, the event concluded, the incident left. So, avoid I was very happy, dramatic storytelling, unsupported claims, repeated adjectives, invented names, and statistics. This is something that you need to avoid. You need to avoid, I was very happy. No. Dramatic storytelling. No. Unsupported claims. No. Repeated adjectives. No. Invented names, statistics. No. All right. Then we move on to value points. For So school event content bank. This is what we are going to cover on value points for event-based reports. So the thing that we have to look now is that how we are supposed to turn the keywords into evidence. Choose only what the prompt requires. Right now, I'm talking in terms of, so that in terms of terminologies that you people can understand and can relate with, such as prompt, because there's too much of usage of prompt these days, so that's why I've included it. So you have annual day, science week, commerce day, sports day, literary week, exchange program. This is for school magazine. What? Report writing for school magazine. Report writing for school magazine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So annual day. So when we discuss about annual day, let's start off with annual day. We are gonna be talking about chief guest, welcome, annual report, cultural performances, awards, vote of thanks. When we talk about science week, obviously we are gonna be talking about exhibition, models, experiments, quiz, expert talk, scientific tempo. Because with science, you just have to remember the tag words, the key words, the important, cues. What comes to your mind when we talk about science? Exhibition, right? Models, experiments. Science is all about experimenting. Quiz, expert talk, scientific temper. With Commerce Day, what comes to your mind? Entrepreneurship, mock market, budgeting, business quiz, stalls, consumer awareness, because these terminologies are related with commerce, right? Sports Day, what comes to your mind? March past, oath, track events, house points, right? Medals, closing ceremony. That should come to your mind. With literary week, what comes to your mind? What do we discuss in the classroom? What do we teach in the classroom, and what do you guys learn in the classroom? That's what. So it's all about debate, poetry, storytelling, book display, authors, prizes. That's what we are covering in literary week. In exchange program, which is again sort of we can actually relate it with this, but because literary in reality, all the literature teachers should be involved in exchange program. So partner skill would be, we would be the students would be discussing about the partner skill, about the orientation, shared lessons, cultural interaction, reflection, takeaways. So what is the best practice now? You have to pick 4 to 6 strong facts rather than listing every activity. So just pick 4 to 6 important strong facts, 4 to 6, right? And elaborate them. Then you have, so these are the basic, I would say, the basic samples that I have included so that you get a glimpse and glance. So this is annual day celebrated with color and grandeur. So this is the title. Herein, place and date has been mentioned. It is not essential to mention it in um, Skill magazine, but whenever we talk in terms of newspaper, report for newspaper, whenever we talk about report for which is meant for newspaper, then you have to include the place and time. In this, you can skip this, right? Then you have to have the name along with the class, along with the school magazine, the name. Yeah. So then you can have the annual day of Sunrise Public School was celebrated on, write down the date with great enthusiasm, show some enthusiasm, right? Because you you're talking about that how the annual day of sunrise of some of your school was celebrated on a particular day. So you should celebrate it with, how did you celebrate? When you celebrate something, you celebrate it with bigger vitality, within full enthusiasm. So you just show that in your words. The program held in the school auditorium. This is the place. So where did it take place? So this is the place or the venue, right? Held in the school auditorium, brought together students. So it also brought together students, teachers, and parents to celebrate the year's achievements. You can even specify what are those achievements. The event began with ceremonial lighting of the lamp and the principal's annual report. Mention the name of the principal. It will look authentic. Your report would look authentic. For you to make your report look authentic, mention the name of the principal, mention the achievements, name, mention the name of the achievements, mention the name of the chief guest, which has been mentioned over here. The chief guest, Dr. R.K. Sharma, congratulated the students for their academic and co-curricular activities. If you can name them, name them. A colorful cultural program featuring classical dance, choir, and a short play followed. Meritorious students were felicitated with certificates and trophies. The evening concluding with a vote of thanks. So, hearing, you have to make sure that vote of thanks is the way you conclude. When you are concluding, make sure that, you know, the evening or whatever the time is, it is being concluding, it is being conclude that event is being concluded with a word of thanks. So parents appreciated the students' confidence and disciplined performances. The celebration left the school community with a strong sense of pride and togetherness. So value points would be clear headlines. So over here, headline was there, the title or the headline. Factual opening, how it was, it's factual. So you don't have to have very good command over the language. Even those students who do not have very good command over the language can actually, it's actually fantastic for them to opt for this, because those students who do not have good command over the language can actually do this very easily. It's actually very easy for them, right? So, um, factual opening, key event details have been mentioned. Then concluding impact. What is the concluding impact? Right? That has been mentioned along with along with comment. So comment has also been mentioned. Yeah. Then we move on to school hosts action-packed annual sports day. So, uh, write down. So this is for school magazine again. Uh, School hosts action-packed annual sports day, or if you don't understand, uh, you at the spur of the moment in the examination hall, you're not able to carve out any you know title, then you can have just annual sports day, right? Even that would work. Annual sports day. And then these are all facts. Clear? You have the date, school grounds, you have the venue. What did it, so the annual sports day of which school? This, you can either fabricate, or it would be mentioned, most probably it would be mentioned in this question itself. So question, or you can just write down any random name of the school was held on. So date has been mentioned, right? Venue has been mentioned. The event aimed to promote fitness, teamwork, healthy competition among students from all four houses, right? So you also guys might be having different houses, terrace house, this house, that house, Vivekanand house. So the day opened with a march past. So when we are talking about obviously sports day, we would be talking about march past, followed by the sports oath and ceremonial torch run. Students participated in races, relay events, long jump, and other track and field competitions. The inter-house relay drew loud cheers from the audience, while the overall championship was won by Blue House. So you can have your own names. Medals and certificates were presented to the winners by the chief guest. You have to have the name of the chief guest. So include the name of the chief guest. You can have SF um, Sharma, right? Uh, uh, the principal, include the name of the principal. You can have RK, 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 just RK Joshi. I can't think of any other name. So you can have RK Joshi. Uh, for their sponsorship and discipline, the event ended with a vote of thanks and a renewed commitment to keeping sports an integral part of school life. You have the value points, clear headline. So this is the headline, right? Or the title, right? Clear headline. You have the factual opening. So these are the facts. These are the facts. You have the key event details. Key event details have been mentioned, and you have the concluding. So this is the concluding part. So you have the concluding impact and comment. Clear? All right. This we would be covering in tomorrow's lecture. All right. So this is it for today. This is Sheikh Riddhi Joshi ma'am signing off. Thank you.